It is Tuesday, April 8th, 2025. This is another edition of Baseball Today. That is my man, Trevor Plouffe. I am Chris Rose, producer Dan, intern Sawyer along for the ride as well. A few things to get y'all caught up on. First of all, tonight, 7:30 Eastern. It is Game 2 of Blitzball Battle 6 between We Got Ice and dun, 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 Forgotten Rotten. Are you ready?
I can't wait. I love the matchup. This is like my son. Like, this is like, I don't even know. He's like, I adopted him like way back when I was too young to have a son, and then I gave him back away, and then he found me again. That's kind of how our relationship is. We rate Sox together. But on the field, I got to be honest with you. Ice, great guys. Off the field. On the field, I want to absolutely bury these dudes.
Ooh.
Maybe more so than any other team besides McFlurry Power. Like, there, I hate them more than anything. But Ice, I see through that stuff. I see through the niceness for Ice.
Well, join us in the chat. That's all I can tell you. It's going to be a lot of fun. It always is. We Got Ice is our biggest draw, so we'll see you at 7:30.
Why does everyone say that? I looked back at the numbers. Chris. They're not our biggest draw. They like to say that. Bring that on.
Was it Forgotten Rotten?
They're all about the same. How about that?
Okay, we'll see. We'll see everybody in the chat tonight. I can't wait. All right, let's do a little tip of the cap. Jung-Hoo Lee of the Giants has got his own fan base. I don't know if you noticed it. He was busy making like great catch after great catch in a great pitcher's duel that we'll talk about momentarily between Logan Webb and Hunter Greene. But he's got this group of fans. They're called the Hooligans. And it's a group of like organizers that got together. They put on the T-shirts. They put on the crazy hats. They chant throughout the game. And apparently there are 51 of them that come because that is his number, 51.
There was a lot of thought that went into that. Hooligans is an absolutely amazing name for him. That's bravo to you guys. We got to get to San Francisco. We keep saying that, Chris. Oh. I'm telling you, this summer, let's get out there on a canoe or a kayak, whatever they call them, and let's get out there in McCovey Cove. We got to do that. And then maybe we'll put one of those hats on and be part of the hooligan.
Well, we would have to count as the 51, so we could reach out to those people. That would be fun.
I'll be the chat man. How about that?
Ooh, okay. You'd be actually a great hype man, I think.
I can be, when I want to be, I can be a great hype man. Sometimes I got to bring you down, though.
That's true, too. All right, there's a reason I'm wearing a Cubs hat. They're smoking right now. Even in the chill of the north side of Chicago, Kyle Tucker, he keeps doing it. Came up with a couple more knocks. Cubs blank Texas 7-0. Now, Tucker, of course, is now the prize free agent in the class because Vladdy signed a $500 million extension in Toronto. So your thoughts about this, Mr. Tucker?
Yeah, that's great for him. But, I mean, everyone's a little different. I mean, right now I'm here to, play this year and play for the Cubs. So I'm excited to get out there and play again tonight and just kind of see where everything goes after that.
That, of course, was pregame in Chicago. I mean, did you expect anything else out of his mouth?
No, but like, I don't know how you play it so cool, man. When you like see these guys signing for all this money around you, and I got to make it through like 5 or 6 more months. I know there's an insurance policy. I'm very curious on what it is, but man, like I never was really in that situation. Like, I guess like through arbitration, obviously depends how you play, how much you get paid. So there's that. But when you're seeing these type of numbers thrown out, and that's going to be you if you just finish the season and don't do something crazy, man.
So the big question is, are the Cubs making a mistake if they don't offer Tucker at least $400+ million right now?
Yeah, I mean, they obviously, you trade for him, give away the package they did, not just for this year. They want to have like the first go, I guess, for Kyle Tucker. And is he going to let him have that? I'm not really sure. Again, I told you before, just like that, Vladdy, everyone's got their number. So if he says, hey, this is my number, and if you can get there, I'll stay. And if he's liking Chicago, I'd probably wait until the summertime to ask him, let him get some of that warm weather out there. But yeah, they have to do that, Chris. I started like kind of crunching the numbers between him and Vladdy, and they're closer than I thought. like as a player. 1.5 less seasons of games for Kyle Tucker. He does have more WAR because he's going to make up some on the bases and defensively. But 861 OPS career for Vladdy, 877 for Tucker. Vladdy's played in more games, like I said, so they're comparable. And he's going to be 29 next season. So I was thinking 12 years. Like, what does that look like? You said 400. 12 years at 35, which is like right under Vladdy's 420. Speaking of the Cubs smoking. And then you can go up the line. Like, I think it has to be more towards like 450, which would be on par with Vladdy's AAV at 37.5. Or is Vladdy Vladdy's 35.7. I keep messing those numbers up. But say you give him above Vladdy, 12 years, 37.5, that's 450. They have to be in that range, Chris. If they want to even if they want him to forego the market, they're going to have to be 450 or above, in my opinion.
This is a tough one for the Cubs. This is a real tough one because
I don't think it is at all. You have to offer it.
Well, they've never come close. Do you know the highest deal they've ever handed out to a player, whether it was as a free agent or one of their own, extension-wise?
I feel like you've asked me this before, and I keep saying Jason Hayward, and that's not it.
It is.
It is it. Okay.
184 was the biggest deal, and then Dansby Swanson before last season was 177. So those are the two top deals. Do you know what they have in common?
What?
They were represented by Excel Sports Management.
Okay.
Do you know who represents Kyle Tucker?
Scott Boras?
Excel Sports Management.
I should have known that. I don't know. You just made it seem like it was him.
Here we go. At least there's that working relationship. Now, every client is different, but if you're a Cubs fan, you are holding on to everything you can get your hands on at this point because you don't want to see this be a Juan Soto one and done, like it was for the Yankees a year ago. And with the Cubs, it's amazing that they haven't paid anybody more than $184 million. I'm not dismissing that number. That is a gargantuan number. But when we're talking about the biggest teams in baseball, the fact that the Cincinnati Reds have paid a guy $200 million and you haven't, the fact that the Washington Nationals have paid $200 million for a player and the Cubs haven't. I mean, the fact that the Seattle Mariners could pay a guy $400 million and the Cubs haven't gotten to one more $200 million, that's tough for the North Side fans to stomach. It really is. And by the way, they're only going to fall more and more in love with Kyle Tucker as they watch him play because he can do so many different things. He can win you a game so many different ways, offense, defense, on the bases. He just doesn't have to hit the ball over the ivy to get you to stand and cheer. And I think that number is going to keep going up and up and up. And to me, it is a huge mistake. By the way, we don't know if they've offered him, what they've offered him, if anything. We don't know that. But damn, y'all better get in front of this as quickly as you can.
I think the past will help with that. So you win the World Series in 2016, right? Basically didn't retain your team from that, and it hasn't been great since then. So if they do go on some sort of run this year and they bring over the big time manager, they make the big trade, they have a squad here, Chris. If they get in the playoffs and make some noise and then don't bring him back, I think what you're saying is true. Like if you're in Chicago, you're like, what are we doing? The club's valued at what? $4.6 billion. All the development around in Wrigleyville, like you got to keep a player here, especially if he's a game changer like Kyle Tucker. So I think that they're definitely working internally on that right now, and they just need to know the number.
Jed Hoyer, their president, came out because he was asked about it yet again. And he goes, I think we're going to set the record for the most time saying no comment throughout the year. He said somebody should keep a tracker on that.
No comment means we're working on it.
Yeah. I'd love to see him stay. I think it'd be great. And then I think it could be a great trade for both teams, for both the Cubs and the Astros in the long term.
How's Cam Smith doing? I know he started off, did okay.
He's struggling. He's striking out a lot.
111, 18 at bats, 1 run. Okay, yeah, he's struggling. He's young.
How many strikeouts?
He has 9 Ks and 21 plate appearances.
Yeah.
It ain't looking good. He's 22.
Trevor, I don't know if you've heard, it's a hard sport.
Oh my gosh. I've cried over it before, Chris.
Let us know. Let us know in the comments. What do you think is going to happen with Kyle Tucker? Do you think, by the way, you think we'll hear about any sort of offering?
Maybe. You know, these things leak. Before we move on, can I say that I was just talking about crying in baseball. It's okay to cry. Like, I'm not opposed to that. This going back to Sasaki. We're gonna go revisit this. Hasn't he denied the crying allegations? Just what I said. I didn't think he was crying.
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know. Doesn't matter to me.
It doesn't matter to me either, but people are really honing in on that.
I'm all for emotions at work. We had a great pitcher's duel, as I mentioned earlier, out in San Francisco. Logan Webb was filthy. He danced around some trouble on the bases, but 7 shutout innings, 10 strikeouts. Guy had to settle for a no decision. Why? Because Hunter Greene was even a little bit better. Worked nearly a full day, 8 2/3 of shutout baseball. Gave up a knock and a walk before turning over to the pen, which escaped with a 2-0 victory out in San Francisco. Those two pitchers, who's more of a Cy Young candidate this year? I hate these questions.
No, I like this one. I like it. I do. This one, it's just a very difficult question because you have like the tried and true. I'm going to throw 33 games and I'm going to throw close to 200 or over 200 innings, and it's going to be disgusting in Logan Webb, and a guy that's finished top 11 in the Cy Young voting last 3 years. Like he's the safe pick, but I think I'm going to go Hunter Greene. Just because I feel like he's kind of coming into his own a little bit. In the first couple of years, his fastball was just getting absolutely crushed. It was just leaking over the plate a lot of hard contact on it. So he kind of changed the shape on it. That's what we saw last year. He started throwing it. It was less arm side run, more rise. And he was able to locate it better. And then he swapped the changeup out for his splitter. Still doesn't throw it a ton, but it just kind of, I think it's more of online with like a fastball. Like you have to guess which way the pitch is going to go, and hitters aren't seeing it very well. But I do think he doesn't strike as many guys out as I thought, Hunter Greene. For some reason, I was expecting more in the K per 9. He just looks like I don't know, Chris. That's such a hard question. I want to hype my guy Hunter Greene up, but I think the correct answer is Logan Webb. Like Hunter Greene's thrown 150 innings. Like that's the most he's thrown in a season. So like if I'm a Cy Young voter, I'm looking at Logan Webb throwing 200, man, because it's such a rarity these days. And I think I got to go Logan Webb. I want to hype up Hunter Greene because he's made tangible changes to his pitch mix and like fastball shape. The slider's like really late and looking nasty. But I think it's Logan Webb.
So Webb is a guy that's thrown at least 190 innings in 3 straight years. The last 2, he's gone over 200 and led the league, at least the NL in that category. As you mentioned, he is a guy you plug and play every 5 days. There's no questions asked. He is out there doing his thing. But it was interesting. Did you see what Logan Webb said last night after the game?
What'd he say?
He said Hunter Greene would have won the Cy Young last year if he had stayed healthy. He missed 4 or 5 weeks last year in August and early September. He had some elbow soreness. He said if he pitches the full allotment, gets over 180, 85 innings, he felt like he would have been the Cy Young Award winner and Chris Sale. He certainly was on a ridiculous run at that point when he got put on the injured list. And you're right about the strikeouts. Like you expect a guy with that sort of stuff to be able to. It's bizarre. He had 26 starts last year. In only 4 of them did he have more than 8 strikeouts and only 2 double-digit strikeout games. It is weird, right, that a guy with that good of stuff doesn't mow him down.
Yeah, I'm trying to think, like putting myself in the box against him. I would eliminate the splitter even now. Like he's essentially been a 2-pitch pitcher his entire career. Like swap out the changeup for the splitter, whatever it is. I think he's only throwing it. Let's see, I have it up right here. 8% this year. Last year, same thing, 8%. So he's basically 4-seam and a slider. And the slider doesn't have a ton of movement. It's more short and late. So like it's more for bad contact, which he's been doing better as of late. Like it's just not like a wipeout strikeout pitch. So I think that's maybe what it is, and the fact that he's a 2-pitch pitcher, basically.
Mm-hmm.
I think that also comes into play a little bit.
So
But I was shocked.
Yeah. So I would normally go with Logan Webb, but when Webb is the one that's saying, I think Hunter Greene is like true Cy Young stuff. I know that.
I still think the safer bet's Webb just because of the innings, and he's just done it year and year and year and year. I believe in Hunter Greene. I think he's great. Have you looked at Webb's Savant page? It's so interesting to me because I like to go do that and just see pitch mix through the year. I think that's really fascinating. So like in 2023, his changeup was by far his best pitch at a 30 run value. He threw it 41% of the time, and his sinker had a positive 2 run value in 2023, right? 2024, his sinker had 17 run value and his changeup had a 1, and he threw the sinker more. It's like, is it just a feel thing? I gotta know. Like, is it a feel thing? Like why the changeup? I don't know. Interesting to me.
He's also the guy that is least likely to throw a no-hitter because that guy dances around trouble virtually every inning. You know, he gets so many ground balls, and you know that they find holes, and then sometimes they find his teammates and they turn 2.
Yeah, they have a great. I mean, the defense that he's throwing to right now is going to help him. Like that's another reason why you should probably pick Logan Webb in this exercise. Is he's a ground ball pitcher with one of the best left sides of the infield in baseball. I was thinking this last night. I'm like, Hunter Greene would dominate at San Francisco.
Mm-hmm. Sure would, and he did. He did on Monday night. All right, today's episode, it is sponsored by Indeed. Just realized your business needed to hire somebody yesterday. How can you find amazing candidates and super fast? Easy. You just use Indeed. Because when it comes to hiring, Indeed is all you need. Stop struggling to get your job posts seen on other job sites. Indeed's sponsored jobs help you stand out and hire fast. With sponsored jobs, you post jumps to the top of the page for your relevant candidates so you can reach the people you want faster. According to Indeed data, sponsored jobs posted directly on Indeed had 45% more applications than non-sponsored jobs. There's no need to wait any longer. Speed up your hiring right now with Indeed. And Baseball Today listeners, you get a $75 sponsored job credit to get your jobs more visibility at Indeed.com/baseball. Once again, head to Indeed.com/baseball right now. Support our show by saying you heard about Indeed on this very podcast. Indeed.com/baseball. Terms and conditions apply. Hiring? Indeed is all you need. All right, we continue on. Boston and Houston both lost games on opposite coasts on Monday. They also lost key players. Red Sox catcher Connor Wong broke his pinky, got hit, little catcher's interference. He's done for a while. They don't have a timetable as of the release of this show. Meanwhile, Astros pitcher Spencer Arrighetti broke his right thumb. He got hit by a batted ball by a Mariner during batting practice. Before we get to which break is more costly for his respective team, what the hell? Every time I see pitchers throwing in the outfield, isn't somebody supposed to protect them?
Supposed to be, and it's kind of why teams stopped running bases and taking ground balls like during batting practice. Like they'll go get their ground balls first now and then hit BP, and then they don't really run the bases during. But the Twins are trying to get back to that. It's dangerous, man. Like there's balls flying everywhere. I've seen Ron Gardenhire got nailed in the head one day because he was like catching balls at first base. His head was on a swivel. Like you have the screen and he just didn't look, and Alexi Casilla hit him right in the side of the head. Stitches in like his ear and stuff. Like the balls are going everywhere. But yeah, somebody was supposed to be watching out. And you know who it usually is, Chris? It's like an athletic trainer or somebody that's usually not wearing a glove all the time. So maybe we need to change that up.
Yeah, it is. If you've never been to batting practice, go see it one time. It is fun to watch guys launch the baseballs. It is pure chaos. I was there doing my stuff for dugout discussions the other day when the Braves were in Chavez Ravine. They haven't curtailed it much. Guys were still taking ground balls while guys were taking batting practice. Two guys hitting fungos on opposite sides of the cage. It was an amazingly well choreographed thing, but man, if you're off by a second, it's total chaos.
Yeah, the fungo hitters have to like know when to hit. I like taking ground balls during BP because you get live ground balls off the bat. That was, the best part about that. But it is like, yeah, you got to be like head on a swivel.
All right, so let's get back to the question. Which team is going to suffer more because of their digit injury? Is it Boston or Houston?
I think it's Houston. Look, Connor Wong's been great for them, and there isn't like, Carlos Narvaez has 20 at bats in the big leagues. Like not a lot of dirt on the guy's spikes. So like he's gonna have to step in, and I think Blake Sable's coming up, and it's never good when like your primary catcher goes out and your backup is a guy with not a ton of experience. So like that's gonna be, it could be interesting for them for some time. I'm curious to see if there is a move to be made somewhere else. Like I feel like there's always a veteran catcher around somewhere that you can bring in situations like this, and they probably will do that if I'm thinking along with them. But as for the Astros, I think we always think of them as having so much starting pitching depth, and they don't really have that right now. The thing they have going for them that makes it maybe not so big of a deal is Lance McCullers is kind of on his way back, and they can, like Ronel Blanco can like go on regular rest. But when's the last time we saw Lance McCullers? That's like kind of what I'm thinking right now. It's been 3 years, right?
2022 is the last time he threw a big.
So like the name makes it feel safe. Oh, Lance is coming back. We're good. We haven't seen this guy in a long time, so we don't really know. They don't really have a ton of guys like on the 40-man ready to come up. Like I said, the organizational starting pitching depth isn't where it has been in years past. So that's why I'll say the Astros here. I'm again, name value. Like Lance can come in and maybe he is back to being who he was before, but that's a lot to ask of him.
In the short term, Ryan Gusto, who's been their long guy and has done a solid job so far in the first week and a half of the season, is probably going to get that start. McCullers, I think, either is scheduled to make his third rehab start or just made it. One of the two. I think it's more likely that he's about to make his third. And yeah, we'll see. I mean, I'm excited for him. That's quite a journey to get back to the big leagues. 3 years. I mean, we saw how excited Dustin May was. And you're talking about a guy who's been out a year longer than Dustin May. Don't sleep on this Boston injury.
Yeah.
Catchers are interesting. You never know how much they mean to a pitching staff. We don't know. As guys who just watch the sport, we have no idea what goes on in those meetings behind, how you're able to settle guys down. You've seen some guys who take total control.
I'm trying to think of like a catcher who's out there right now. Like Maldonado's with the Padres. Like these are the names I start to think about. Like who's out there?
Not a lot of guys. A lot of true veterans.
That's what they need right now. Hey, they're gonna give the Narvaez like some run here, see what he can do. But if it doesn't look great, I wouldn't be surprised if they tried to make a move here.
To me, it's all about the defense and the pitch calling and handling a staff, and that's all I would care about if I were a Boston guy. Because Wong has played 126 games each of the last 2 years. He's the last surviving piece of the Mookie Betts trade, right?
Yes.
Wow.
And I like Sable because I met him one time on a beach and we hit it off. But like I don't know.
Where were you?
Cabo.
Wow.
He saw us playing catch, and then he came up to me. He's like, "You played ball?" I'm like, "I did."
So wait a second.
It's funny, you can like tell, obviously.
He's a big baller, huh?
I don't know. Yeah, it was in a hoity-toity place. I don't know who's the baller here. I don't think he was in the big leagues at the time. I actually called Gabe Kapler, who's with the Giants, and I said, "Hey, man, this guy's coming to your organization." I don't know if he just got drafted or got traded. I'm not really sure what the situation was, but he had just gotten to the Giants org, and I called Gabe, and I was like, "Hey, man, with this guy, man, he's a stud. Like, give him a chance." So he appreciated that.
That's nice. How'd that work out for him?
He played with the Giants. I don't know. A little bit of outfield, a little bit of like backup catcher.
So to answer the question, I think I'm going to go with Connor Wong.
Okay.
I think that's the one.
I think they're both very good.
Yeah, neither of them are ideal. And by the way, if I'm an Astros, I'm pissed at how that one went down. The Connor Wong stuff, that happens. Guys get hit in the catcher's mitt. Happens every week. That sucks. I'm surprised more guys
That's catcher's interference, right?
Yes, it was. I'm surprised that stuff doesn't happen more often, but this is a freak accident with
Yeah,
Eric.
why does he throw go out early?
I don't know, dude. Yeah, if it's a 6:45 first pitch, get out there 2:45. Go out there 4 hours before the game.
Was it during regular batting practice or early batting practice? Because that can make a difference.
That one I didn't see.
Okay.
That one I didn't see. So that you're right. We should take that back till we find it out. Let's move on. The Padres' first trip to the Athletics' new home. How'd that go? Just fine, thanks, Fernando.
High drive to deep left field for Fernando. That's in Sacramento.
Well, yes, it is, Don. Do
like
you think that he thought they were in Oakland still? And so he said because he hit it so damn far that's in Sacramento?
I thought that he was like taking a dig at the A's for not using a city name.
Okay, could be that too.
A lot of people have been doing that lately, which I think is fine.
Yeah, I mean, who gives a shit? Nobody owes them anything. If you don't work for the organization, you can say whatever you want.
I probably owe the A's a little money, for being honest. I might be the only one. Sorry, guys. Sorry about that.
We'd like a refund on this one. How long did you spend out there?
I mean, they signed me as a free agent, gave me some money, but then I actually got designated for assignment on my birthday. Thanks for that. So 3 months.
You got 3 months in with them?
Yeah, and then they traded me to the Rays.
They ate the money?
No, the Rays took it over.
Oh, they did. Oh, so they claimed you.
Yeah. Well, they traded me.
Oh, they traded you. Okay.
Yeah.
Got it. Anyway, it sounded like there was a decent San Diego contingent there. And it wasn't quite a sellout. They didn't even get to 10,000 fans. And the place holds, we're hearing like between 12 and 14, depending how many seats you count on the grassy area out there, a whole bit. How screwed up a situation is this going to be for the next 3 years?
I mean, everything is weird about the situation, Chris. Like, everything is weird. I came on here and said, hey, like, if you're in the area or, like, if you were an A's fan or you're a fan of a team they're playing, I think you should go check these games out. It's going to be an experience. You're going to be like, hey, I was at a game when they played at a stadium of 10,000. Like, it's a unique experience. So that's why I keep telling people, like, go check it out. But, like, if you really think about it, the fact they're not calling themselves the Sacramento A's is like, I guess I like sort of get it from their standpoint where it's like, do we really want this in like the history of we're trying to move to Vegas. Do we want these 3 years to be labeled that? The more I talk about it out loud, the more I'm like, why not? Who cares? And if you're in Sacramento, they're yours, but not yours. So how do you like feel about this? There's no attachment to the team. It's a weird thing, Chris. Like, why would you spend your hard-earned money if it feels just like a novelty? That's kind of how I see it.
Well, so I talked to somebody in the athletics organization, and I did a little recon on this, and I said, well, first of all, does it feel like it's a road game? And they said, absolutely not. They said it might have come across the TV that way. Maybe San Diego gave their fans a little bit more to cheer about than the Athletics did theirs. Said, but so far it hasn't been that. They said even the Cubs, you expect the Cubs because they have so many fans nationally. It wasn't like a Cubs home game. Now, when the Yankees come to town, or whenever Philly comes to town, a team that does have a national feel. I don't know all the teams that are on their schedule, certainly from the National League this year, but there are certain teams where it will be a road game. But it was that way a little bit in Oakland too. Sometimes, and
it's that way in a lot of places. Tampa, my gosh, any team that comes in as a fan base, you feel like you're playing a road game. My main concern with that is, and I know like ticket sales aren't a huge driver in a team's operating expenses or income, excuse me, but I think we're going to see days where we have like 2,000 people in the stands. Like, it's new still right now. So people are as excited as they can be about it. But I think we're going to get some of these summer days. I don't think there's going to be anybody there.
No.
Because there's no, like, you're not latching on to the city, man.
Right. Yeah, they have done everything they can to distance themselves from the city in which they're playing. And I think that's a wrong move.
Like, put a Vegas badge on their jersey.
Yeah, it's just, embrace it. I mean, it was your decision to go there. It was your decision to leave Oakland and go play in Sacramento. So if that's what you want to do, say, okay, we know this is a temporary home, but we appreciate you guys. We appreciate the fans here. From what I understand, there's still baseball diehards that are driving the 80 miles from Oakland to Sacramento to go to those games. I don't know, once again, how long that's going to continue. And the A's, we don't know what sort of product they're going to end up putting on the field. We think they're improved, but we'll see how much better they are than a year ago. But, man, I think they've totally screwed this up from that standpoint. What they have to do is get out ahead of it a little bit from this standpoint and say, we know that this is not an ideal situation, but these are the decisions we've made. We are going to end up in Las Vegas once that stadium's done. But we do want to thank you, and we want to embrace the people of Sacramento.
I think it's too late for that.
Yeah, I know. This is how they should have done it.
Okay.
Why didn't they just take us as consultants before this?
I don't know who was consulting them because it was run pretty damn poorly, if we're being honest. But that's kind of par for the course, as we've seen over the last couple of years with Oakland or at the A's, whatever. It's just a lot of decisions, a lot of head scratching.
Some of this stuff that we've done in sports over the last 15 or 20 years has been so avoidable in terms of how it could have been handled publicly, right? Rob Manfred should have gotten a crash course in PR training before he became commissioner. He would have avoided some major verbal missteps, in my opinion. LeBron James, when he did the decision, if he had consulted with me, I would have told him, have a 1-hour press conference in Cleveland, Ohio to talk to those people about why you're not staying, and then say, I'm going to do a decision tomorrow night on ESPN to let you know where I am going.
That'd be crazy. Sitting in front of the people telling them you're going to leave for
an hour? The media, so that, he could have answered questions as to why he's not staying, and then the next day done a decision if he wanted to do that.
All right. I can listen to that.
Yeah.
You are good with PR.
Yeah, just think some things through. That's all.
I just keep thinking they could have done like SAC, S with the A and then a C. Like it plays, man. I don't know. Like it's.
See, you got the marketing side down. Look at you. Look what Crespi turned
Lawrence Butler put some tacos on his Instagram the other day. I don't know Sacramento as being a taco capital, although, California, you're going to find good Mexican food everywhere. He said best tacos he's ever had. And I'm like, all right, well,
slow your roll.
How many tacos you had? Because
slow your roll, partner.
You're not from California. I'll show you some spots.
Although
man.
you got
burrito.
Hey, did you hear? You got some grief the other day when you said San Diego's a great.
Oh, I do that on purpose, Chris. That's like the biggest LA San Diego rivalry. Who has the better Mexican food? San Diego people will just never let that die. And Orange County, sit down, get out of here.
All right, last thing, and this was a kind of a fun little story, so I want your thoughts on this. Pirates prospect Sung-Chi Chang, he admitted that he screwed up on Sunday. He didn't prepare for his wife's birthday, but he made it up to her because he got called up to the show by the Pirates. Chi Chang, he said, that's kind of the best birthday gift that I could give her. He did apparently make her a homemade birthday cake, so he got points there, but does he owe her something else still?
Oh, I thought we were showing a voice, a sound. I'm sorry.
No, there's no sound. You may answer.
I was wait. Yeah, dude, get her a gift. What are we doing here? Listen, I have it very difficult in my relationship because we have our anniversary in January, and we have our Christmas in December, anniversary early January, Valentine's Day in February, and then her birthday is in March. I just get absolutely crushed. And, you've been together with Michelle for a long time. Now I'm sitting at 12 years married, 15 years with Olivia. It's hard to get new, exciting gifts, dude. I'm like, what am I supposed to do? But you got to do it. And let me tell you, for all the guys out there, it's not about the money. It's not about how much you spend on somebody. And I found this to actually be true, not just some bullshit statement. It's about the thought in it, how much thought went into it. The best gift I think I've ever given Olivia was what is that called? A photo album. How about that? Nobody does that anymore. And I went to all these places that had a significant part of our history, the house I used to rent that I first ever saw Olivia at. I went and I got these 2 little Swarovski penguins because that's like our thing. I love penguins and she's my like love for life. So I put these little things on the mailbox there, took a picture, went to Ryan Braun's old Malibu house where we actually met and hung out for the first time, took a picture there where we got married, all these things. And I gave it to her. And I remember her reaction. It was like, it cost me maybe $50, $100. And it was the best gift I've ever given her.
That is sensational. Good for you, man.
I think you're a thoughtful guy. So you know this.
That's really good. No, it's making memories. It's making memories, whether it's with your kids, your wife, whatever. That's excellent. I think the best birthday one I did, she had a milestone birthday. I'm not going to say which one it was. A few years ago. We had a lovely party and did a great video where her parents talked, the kids, some close friends, the whole bit. And then who did she love in Major League Baseball? She loved Matt Kemp. So I went and I got him to do a video in the video. And so I threw little graphics up there and it was welcome, Matt. Welcome, comma, Matt, M-A-T-T. And she starts looking around. She thought that I had invited him to her birthday party. Okay. I was like, no. I mean, come on. I'd have that. Yeah, I'd have no shot to it'd be over. So.
Oh, man.
So there you go.
Michelle, Matt Kemp, huh? Okay.
Oh, yeah. She loved Matt Kemp.
Matt Kemp, he's living in Texas now, doing a lot of stuff with Torrey Hunter. I've been kind of seeing what he's doing now. Mm-hmm. Okay.
All right. Full slate of Major League games on the docket, which is good. We're back in action. We've got Sale and Wheeler tonight in Atlanta. That could be a ton of fun. Some other really good games, and we'll break it all down on Hump Day for our one-of-a-kind producer, Dan Rourke, our awesome intern, Sawyer. That is the uber-talented Trevor Plouffe. I am Chris Rose. We will see you Wednesday here on Baseball Today.